Hi everybody, how you doing? Hope everything is cool. Welcome back, and today we are going to be harvesting this worm breeder bin. So this has been running for 2 weeks exactly, and in the last reset video I had done, it was using the other technique with the bait tray, with the bait basket, and it works quite well. We only had a few worms left behind, and that was cool. We did have an issue with this though. We had some escapees. The bin, this was in here, and to be fair, the bedding was literally half a centimetre below the rim. We had a few escapees. I think 12 or 13 worms got out, but only 6 or something died and dried out, but we caught the rest in time and threw them into here, which is deeper. Today I'm going to be using a different method for harvesting. I know when we did one of the community polls asking what you guys like to see, there was a whole bunch of different answers, and so I'm going to, even though I hate this method, I'm going to be using it because I love you guys. So here's to wasting 2 hours of my life. It won't take that long actually, because it's only 100 worms, so it shouldn't be too bad. The one thing that I do notice about African night crawlers is they are not as sensitive to light as the wigglers, for instance. The wigglers, they literally they dive down whenever there's a light. The night crawlers, they really sometimes they just look at you and say, I don't really care. They go down because they just don't like to be disturbed. They're grumpy, like grumpy old men. So yeah, they don't really care. But the wigglers, as soon as there's any light on, they kind of just dive down. So what I do find though with African night crawlers is, even though they don't mind the light sometimes, like this guy here, I'll probably move that out of the way. If you start taking away their habitat, they will burrow down. So it's just about getting rid of the bedding for them, and then they'll do their thing. I just want to make sure. But look at these guys. Look at the size of this bad boy. I just pulled himself down. He is the length of this bin. Good man. I'm not going to make you guys watch all of this, don't worry. So let me get rid of some of these worms and we'll come back. So we are more than halfway done actually, and it hasn't taken me long at all. Like literally 5 minutes so far. And yeah, they're doing great. I'm just going to now start moving the other way across, and any worms that I find, I'm just going to sort of push into the corner. They'll have a little bit of dirt on them, and then I'll sort them out afterwards. I have to say, I have seen some baby worms in here, not a week old or 2 weeks old. I'm talking maybe two weeks. So I'm guessing if you guys had seen that last video of this bin, when we had lifted the basket and put it into this tray, I hadn't checked the bottom of the basket, and I'm guessing there was a whole bunch of cocoons that was stuck from the top of the previous breeder setting. So not many, maybe a dozen or so far, but still, that's still quite a lot. Once we've done this, I'll jump back in, and you guys can see how many cocoons are in this as well. So as we're nearing the end of this bin, I really have to thank everybody for the views and for subscribing. We're over 200 now. That's really cool. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your comments. I keep asking, and I keep getting loads of comments from you guys, which is amazing. Don't stop. I absolutely love them. I am going to be a little bit cheeky though, and continue to ask for people to subscribe. Obviously like as well the videos, it works well for the algorithms. But yeah, really excited every time we see some people subscribing, just to show and to see that the community is growing. Also, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to do something really special for you guys. I have a plan that I have devised to try and get more community members involved in worm composting, especially in in Dubai and Middle East, or all over the place really. So if you want to know more about that, please just subscribe and help me get to 1,000. It's got nothing to do with monetization. It's just about being able to unlock a feature to be able to do something for the community and to help stuff stay out of the landfill. So yeah, much appreciated. Look at this little guy. So this is what I'm talking about. This guy's maybe like 2 weeks old. So it tells me that he was stuck on the bottom of the tub. So he's going to go in there because that's going to go into the other bag that has all of the other cocoons and hatchlings, and they're growing in size. I did a short video the other day about them, and there's adult worms in there who are probably about ready to start to mate, because they're like 6 weeks or so. So this is where it starts to get interesting or difficult. Once they're in a little ball like this, obviously it gets a little bit more difficult to get the bedding off of them. So what I kind of do is I just pick them up and give them a little toss. I mean, that's a decent, look at that. That's 100 adult red wigglers, 100 adult African microlers. That is massive. I don't want, actually, you know what we should do? We should weigh these guys as well. So first things first, let me just get these guys out of the way. I'm going to just tap this down, put you guys over here. Let's get this bedding off here. Okay, we'll zoom in once we've put these worms in. This is 100 worms, and that is 267.7 grams. Let's just move this down. You see that? 267. Now don't forget, I did tell you guys that we lost about half a dozen. So if you say 95 worms, 267 grams. That's half a pound more than. It's just over half a pound of worms, which is quite impressive actually. And to give you an idea, let's just move these guys out of the way for the time being. These are the castings. So it's a little bit wet on top because I did spray those guys down to try and get rid of some of the soil. But this thing, you can't really see it, but it's teeming with cocoons. Let's put this down so you can see properly. Getting it all over the place again as usual. There we go. So there's cocoons all throughout this, which is amazing as always. And now we're going to add this to our breeding bag. So this bag has been the receptacle of all of the breeder bins so far. If I'm not mistaken, it has had 2 breeder bins put in, and the third one's about to go in. There's different sized and different aged worms in here. I've been checking them out. Look at these guys. So these are ready to mate. But I am not going to, this is just a sprout. I'm not going to take these guys out. The moisture is getting a bit low, even though I did check on them 2 days ago and give them some moisture and some food. We're going to be giving some more of that today. I don't mind mixing them up. I just want them to compost as they grow and breed in here. I just want them to compost, and I will eventually take them out once the castings of this have been broken down. They're going to be put into tubs. So actually I might use these to set the new bins coming, because I'm struggling a little bit with these bags. I just don't have the space. This bag is sitting on top of another bag that's got castings inside, and it is just, yeah, I'm just struggling with space at the moment. I've got counters everywhere, I've got boxes everywhere, I'm trying to shred stuff down, I've got coffee counter, like coffee bar, espresso bar equipment all over the place. I've got grinders and ice machines, and all that jazz just everywhere, and the space is just overwhelmed. I was supposed to have a whole bunch of shelves in here. I was talking to another YouTuber who's got a channel by the name of Will's Got Worms. He's a cool dude from the UK, up in Wales there, and he's just getting into his worming journey as well. Really cool guy. And I was just explaining to him I was supposed to have a whole bunch of shelves in this place with about 80 tubs, and it didn't happen. I just didn't have any space in the warehouse, and stuff came to the storeroom at home, and it completely just pissed on my parade, so to speak. Anyway, so while I've got this open, I'm just going to dump this straight in. Lovely jubbly. I'm going to give them a great feed now. I was just wondering whether to give them some carbon as well, like if I should just give them some cardboard, if they'll just go through it. I'm not sure. I don't want you guys to think I'm just being trigger happy with all the shredded cardboard now that I've got a shredded. I'm just being all fancy. That is not the case. I do like these pure castings, to be fair. Oh, but there is a couple of bits in here. I don't know how they got in. I am going to give these guys a little treat though. I had a bit of a situation with my worm farm starter kit today, so I didn't feed it. I don't know whether that video has come out already or not. If it has, if I posted it before this one, just look up. There should be a little thingamajiggy. If I haven't, then there's no thingamajiggy up here to click for that video. It's not a lot of worms in here, but I'm going to give them a good feed. I'm going to give them a good water down as well. So anyway, yeah, there was a bit of a tragedy with that bin. I'm not going to go into it now. And then, but I was planning on giving these guys, or giving those guys, some banana and some frozen banana and some beetroot from the garden that's stayed in the back of the fridge and is now a bit soft. So I'll give it to these guys, let them have it. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. There aren't that many worms in here, I don't think. Maybe, oh no, maybe there will be. Maybe a few hundred in total. Obviously most of them small. But I'm sure they'll make a good go of it. And obviously now with the cocoons in here, the new hatchlings will increase the population to maybe about 600, 700 worms. I could be mistaken. I would think that there's around 100 cocoons in each breeder bin, and if I go the low side, oops, hello. If I go the low side and calculate it at 2 worms per cocoon, I'm looking at 200 worms every time I reset the bin. I should get 200 worms each breeder bin. So if that's the case, there'll be 400 in here, and now there'll be another 200 once these guys hatch, so 600. And obviously these adults are now going to start to breed as well. So it just goes to show how quickly that population can explode. We will be splitting up the main bin this weekend into 4 new tubs, and we're also going to be starting a cardboard only tub, which will be quite cool. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. A very good feed, a very good mix. All I'm going to do is just get that banana. These so that's a bartender beetroot. It was hard and tough. It's now soft. You can see it's red inside. Just chop it up. Really soft. This is a type of radish, I think. Yep. Dry. And this is the frozen banana. Oh, these guys are going to love that. Boom, straight in. Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. Give it a good cover. Oh, we missed one. Another beetroot. Actually, this one was still tough. Oh no, yes it is. This is a, I can never pronounce it, a choriga beetroot, I can't remember how it's really spelled. Chiroga beetroot. It's this one with the red stripes. Just bury those as well. They love the old beetroot. Dust that off. I will once again ask you guys, as it's the end of the video, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You know what to do. Show your boys some love. I love making these videos for you. Please, all I'm asking for, I'm not asking for any money from you guys. I'm just asking you guys to just hit the like and hit the subscribe and leave comments below. You know I love to hear from you. I love to answer everyone's questions and answers and comments. It really helps. I just realised I haven't reset the bloody breeder bin. Whoops. Okay, so we'll move this across and we'll reset that breeder bin. So as always, we are going to be filling this with 1 gallon of bedding, which is 4 of these tubs. So 1 gallon of bedding, and we need 2/3 of a cup of worm chow. What did we say last time? About 20 grams per spoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for good luck. It's about 100 grams. And that should be enough worm chow in this bedding to last them for 2 weeks. The one thing I like about that is that there's no wastage. By the time you do come through, they've had all the chow. You saw the, I mean, you see the size of those worms. They haven't been, you know, they haven't been shy. So I'm just looking. Sometimes what looks like a bloody cocoon is actually just some part of a flaxseed husk or part of some buckwheat that's in the worm chow. It throws me off a little bit sometimes, to be honest. Anyway, sorry. So what I'm saying is, yeah, you saw the size of those worms. They weren't small by any means, and yeah. So the mixture is good. I do give them a little bit extra because I just know they like it, and it's good for them. And this bedding is now close to 2 months old. It is really, really, really nice. It is starting to dry out just slightly, so I'm going to give it some moisture. So you're supposed to give it 3 cups, 2 to 3 cups. I'm going to give it a little bit extra because it's starting to get really hot and humid now. I want it to be slightly saturated. Right, that's quite a lot of water now. There we go. The first blast just didn't really cut it. It felt like it was still lacking a little bit, but now that's perfect. You want it to get to about 80% saturation. I'm not going to pat that down. For some reason I have a tendency to do so. And this, my friends, is our 100 worms. So I'd just like to give them a little bit of a helping hand. Just open them up a little bit. And that's it. So for a second time, I'd like to say thank you again and say goodbye for a second time. It's been a pleasure. Big love as always. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments, like and subscribe one more time. And yeah, be good, and I'll see you guys soon.